Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dani Olmo and his importance to FC Barcelona. After what we have witnessed between Las Palmas and FC Barcelona, it is safe to say that if Barcelona want to have their best and strongest starting 11, like I've said multiple times, Dani Olmo needs to be Barcelona's number 10. 3 months ago, we all stated, and especially me, that Gavi should be the one starting in the number 10 position. And that is because Gavi knows how to intercept. He knows how to force errors from the defensive line. Gavi has a lot of energy to be one of the 10s for FC Barcelona. But slowly but surely through the season, we're starting to see that Dani Olmo is the real definitive number 10 because of the amount of goals he can score, because of the amount of times he can link up with other players in the midfield. And Dani Olmo simply just improves Barcelona's attack. The only real problem that I do see with Dani Olmo, it is going to be his physical issues. Dani Olmo is an injury prone, and I do think that if Dani Olmo can fix his injuries and not encounter 2 or 3 injuries per season, Dani Olmo can easily become one of the best players in the world. Because look, he's still pretty young. He's only 26 years old. His best is yet to come. And if there is one coach that can get the best version out of Dani Olmo, right? Somebody who can give out the numbers of, let's just say, Kevin De Bruyne in his prime, it is Hansi Flick. So I will talk about how Dani Olmo is going to prevent his injuries and how crucial he has been for FC Barcelona in just a few seconds. But first things first, I'm glad to say that Barcelona do have the right sporting director, a sporting director that knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, and that is Deco. Deco said that Barcelona need to sign Dani Olmo, and they have signed him for 48 to 50 million euros. And Deco has expressed multiple times that Barcelona have to prioritize Dani Olmo first before anybody else. I don't know if you guys remembered, but Barcelona were looking at multiple players through the summer. They said, okay, Nico Williams is going to be one of our priorities. Dani Olmo is also going to be another priority. They also talked about Mikel Merino and other attackers. There were so many players that Barcelona were looking at, but Deco said, okay, out of all players, Dani Olmo needs to be our guy. And I do believe the reason why Deco said Dani Olmo before anybody else is because he did see how Olmo did play with Nico, Lamine Yamal, and Pedri in the Euro back in 2024, and he said, I need that exact same player at my club. And now, fast forwarding 6 to 7 months later, it looks like it is working out. And the fact that Deco was so on the money on signing Dani Olmo, the fact that he also really wanted Nico Williams at Barcelona, I'm honestly starting to think that Barcelona will go for Nico Williams in this upcoming summer, which will be Barcelona's second time. Because keep in mind, Barcelona did make a bid. They did offer Athletic Club the 56 to 63 million euros for Nico Williams, but the agent and the player rejected simply because they were scared that they weren't going to get registered, which was something that Dani Olmo went through in the beginning of this season. But Deco does want Nico, so should we trust him? Because I do think that we should. After a successful signing of Dani Olmo, Olmo is for sure going to be in our main starting 11 for many years to come. So speaking about his physical level, it was reported 6 months ago, back in the beginning of the season, that Barcelona asked for a genetic analysis of Pedri's muscles that was carried out in a laboratory in the United States. The results advised him to do strength work daily, and so Julio Tos made a plan that is working and is at a great physical level. So keep in mind, this was reported in the beginning of the season. Fast forward 6 to 7 months later, Pedri is now one of the best midfielders in the world and is no longer getting injured. The reason why this is important is because Julio Tos, who is the physical trainer of FC Barcelona, is now doing the same thing with Dani Olmo moving forward. Ferran Martinez has claimed that now it is Dani Olmo's time. The results from the analysis have all been very positive and they are within normality. With this, the coaching staff will be adjusting his trainings and preparation accordingly to unlock his full potential. So this is what Julio Tos is doing at the moment. As a physical trainer, he's doing a bunch of genetic analysis, analyzing the muscles, understanding how their muscles do work so they don't get another injury down the line. So the fact that it did work with Pedri, the same thing is going to be done with Dani Olmo, and so we should expect that for at the very least the remainder of the season, Olmo no longer does get injured because they have a better understanding on how his body does work. He's also assisted by Pepe Conde and Maldonado, who do a lot of pitch work, and then they do have German Fernandez focusing on the neuromuscular and strength training area. So these are like his leading men within the training room, and Julio Tos does have a very close relationship with Hansi Flick, which is why everything has been working out perfectly. Outside of Pedri and Dani Olmo, Ferran Martinez continues to claim that other players will also be getting the genetic analysis very soon to avoid injuries and maximize the performances. So the next players could be Araujo, it could also be Jules Koundé, it can also be Ansu Fati, Lewandowski, Rafinha, etc. Because this formula that the physical trainers have created, it is working at Barcelona, which is really, really good. That is going to allow for more consistency through the players, giving these players more competitiveness in all positions. Because right now we do want to see Dani Olmo and Gavi fight for the number 10 position, right? It cannot be that Dani Olmo stays in the number 10 position only because Gavi is injured. They all need to be ready and fully prepared, and that's what's going to allow for these players to fight for their spot. So it's very, very exciting. So now let's talk about why Dani Olmo has been tactically very crucial for FC Barcelona. First of all, he has a unique combination of versatility, technical skill, and creativity, and also goal scoring power. Dani Olmo does have the ability to operate across multiple positions, right? As an attacking midfielder, he can go to the left, he can go to the right, exchange positions with Rafinha or Lamine Yamal, and because of that, he is able to be very dangerous in all areas of the pitch. And one of the things that really does impress me the most is that when Barcelona do have to go through a low block, like for example in the match against Las Palmas, Dani Olmo is your answer. Dani Olmo is a master in terms of tight spaces, and he is able to get through multiple players within just a few seconds, right? He is one of the most technically gifted players that Barcelona do have, and he can create himself huge goal scoring opportunities. Hence the reason why his goal scoring numbers has improved compared to the previous seasons with either RB Leipzig or Dinamo. So in the match against Las Palmas is huge evidence. Also, we can say when Barcelona faced Espanyol is also huge evidence. He was deployed across the central and wide roles, and in that game against Espanyol, he did score 2 goals. Then you do have his creativity and chance creation, like what we have discussed, right? Olmo's vision, passing range, and ability to operate between the lines are pivotal to Barcelona's quest to dismantle the organized defenses. So he is an upgrade, and he makes Barcelona's attack much more efficient. And not just that, but Dani Olmo is also really good in moving players away from his teammates, so his off-the-ball movement does draw defenders away, creating space for players like Lamine Yamal or Rafinha to exploit. And so look, there is going to be a few fans saying that Dani Olmo is not reliable and Barcelona should not rely on Dani Olmo because he gets injured all the time, and that we should build around Gavi, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, etc. But with the new genetic analysis going into place and Olmo's ability to enhance his own game by Hansi Flick, he's only going to get better from here, and I do think that he can reach maximum levels at FC Barcelona. It has been a very long time since Barcelona had a true number 10, right? Like, really think about this. The last time Barcelona had a true definitive number 10 was back when Messi was with us, because we did try to have Frankie in the number 10 position for the past few years. It did fall short sometimes. Yes, we also have Pedri in the number 10 position, but Pedri does perform much better as a 6 rather than a 10. Gavi as well, right? He does perform really solid as a 10, but Dani Olmo is just a different level. We even tried Antoine Griezmann as a 10 and it never really worked. So with Barcelona's very vertical game plan and our counter-attacking style, it does suit Dani Olmo's game. Hence the reason why Dani Olmo's goal scoring power has improved this season compared to the other ones. Right now, he does average 0.73 goals per 90 minutes, and his shooting efficiency is remarkable with a goal per shot on target of 0.67. So all of these stats is triple compared to the 2023-2024 season for him. Defensively, he is also less involved, I would say, compared to his seasons at Leipzig, because he does have fewer tackles and interceptions, and that is possibly due to the fact that he has a much more advanced role at Barcelona. His take-on success rate is 58.8%, which is higher than the previous seasons, indicating that he has improved in his dribbling. He scored goals against Rayo Vallecano, Valladolid, Girona, Espanyol, also scored a goal against Brest in the Champions League. He is a big game player, and so as of now, this is going to be my strongest starting 11 that Barcelona could place this season, and hopefully once everybody's fit, we can see something like this happen in real life. So I'm going to have Szczesny in the goalkeeper position, with our backline being Balde, Kubarsi, Araujo, and Koundé, and then our double pivot is Pedri and Frankie, with our attacking four being Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, and Lewandowski. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.